Hi Gemini, how are you? I hope you're doing great. This is your astrology for June 2016. Lots going on. This is really your month. Happy birthday. First thing you'll notice on the 1st of June, things are going to feel really busy, okay? There's a grand cross happening in the sky, and that grand cross is made up of 4 squares, which creates a lot of friction and it creates a lot of motivation within you. It formed on the 26th of May. It's going to stay there for the whole month of June. It starts to fizzle out around the 27th and the 28th, and it connects certain parts of your chart, so it triggers them off. So the first thing is you're really going to feel very optimistic. You're in birthday mode in June, and I think you're going to feel in love with yourself, in love with life, and you're going to enjoy your life. You're going to feel super positive about it. It connects with your desire to really live the dream when it comes to your working life. I think you're very much in touch with your own imagination, with your own sense of wonder when it comes to your work. Relationships may feel somewhat stagnant or blocked. And you also have a real love and joy when it comes to your family life, your family members. So all of those things are coming together, okay? So when I mean relationships are blocked, I mean your working relationships, and on some level your romantic relationships can feel a little bit solid and unshifting. A real source of joy will come from the relationship with yourself, the relationship you have with your family member, and the dream and idea you've got about your working life. Now on the next day, so remember, this is going to last kind of throughout the month, and don't try and do everything at once. Kind of focus on one thing at a time and just try and keep things simple. The good news is that you're not going to run out of energy in June. You're going to be like a spinning top. You'll be going round and round and round, and it's going to be quick, and you'll have energy to do stuff. There is a grand trine on the 2nd, and it lasts until the 7th of June. So these are major aspect patterns, okay? A grand cross is a major thing. It's a heavy energy. A grand trine is also a major energy. It gives you an area of ease and talent. So it's like in the tarot, you have your major arcana, the heavy, solid, major energy, and then you've got the minor, which is more trivial. These are major things, okay? So the grand trine here that lasts from the 2nd till the 7th gives you a real sense of spiritual connection, spiritual communion through something physical like yoga or qigong. It will allow you to transform the way you see certain institutions, and you may get a tip to do something like that, something new, via one of your family members. So if you have a family member who's into I was going to say the Course in Miracles, but more something to do with the physical, like yoga or Kundalini yoga or walking meditation. Listen to what they get from it and try it out, because I think that could really transform you and give you a real sense of connection. You're going to be like, wow, I feel so connected. It's going to be awesome. On the 3rd and 4th of June, the moon moves over your midheaven, okay? So on the 3rd, it's in Taurus, in your neighbor's sign. Then it goes over the midheaven, which is in Taurus as well. And on the 4th, it goes into your sign in Gemini, and all of that happens in your 1st house. So you're going to feel very much aligned, very much connected with your ideas that come about you as a person and what you do for your work. And I think you'll understand what the right fit is. So if you are really a rocket scientist inside, but you're working the cashier, the checkout point at the supermarket, you'll understand that there's a disconnect there, that there's something else you ought to be doing. So the 3rd and 4th are really the best times to figure that out, figure out your life purpose when it comes to work. So do some research, maybe have a reading if you need some support or help, with me preferably, and do some meditation. Ask yourself the question, what you're good at, what you really want to be doing. It's a really good time for that at the beginning of June, okay? So even though everything's super busy and frantic, within that you can create just quiet space and understand that. It's like the eye of the storm. On the 5th of June, the new moon happens in your sign, Gemini, and all of this is going on here for you. You've got your midheaven in Gemini, you've got Venus, the planet of love and beauty, in your sign of Gemini. You've got the sun and the moon now together in Gemini, pulling in Gemini energy. So you're going to be filling up like a balloon and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, feeling more confident, more comfortable in your own skin, feeling like life is yours for the taking. You're going to feel massively empowered and really, really good on the 5th of June, and it's time to make some plans to put some of the things you like into action. The moon goes into Cancer on the 7th, and you may feel a certain way about your finances now. The dream of what your job, what your working life could be, and what it really is, if there's a major gap, a major disconnect, you'll feel that. If you're living your dream and you're fulfilling your life purpose, you'll feel that too. So the first won't be as positive, the second will be positive. So see where you're at, but I really get that you're receiving a lot of clarity and insight when it comes to that theme in your life. There's a yod on the 9th, and that is also known as the finger of God. And this really, okay, on this day, if there's an opportunity for you to take the spotlight in some way and to communicate to other people, to present something, to make a YouTube video, to stand in front of a group of people and speak, to perform, to act, to sing a song, any of those opportunities, if they arise, by doing that and taking the spotlight, again, that transformative energy will be activated, and there'll be some sort of way that you can transform your working life as a result of your performance. So let's say, you've worked at this company for 10 years, but on the 9th of June, or in June, you have an opportunity to present something that you've been working on, and you choose the 9th to do that. Then it will happen that the boss or the owner of the company just happens to attend that meeting and sees what a great job you're doing, and will say, oh my God, why is she in that position? We really need to move her up. And that will help you to transform your working life so that it matches your dream. And the key to activate that transformation is by performing, by taking center stage. So step into the limelight on the 9th. It will serve you massively, and this is an amazing day for you now when it comes to your career. Superb. So be an alchemist in your own life and transform it so that you can realize your hopes and dreams. On the 11th and 12th, the moon starts to join your rising sign Jupiter and your north node, all of which are in Virgo in your 4th house. And you're really, really going to feel totally aligned and very much like your family relationships are something that nurture your soul. They help you to understand and make sense of your own ideas, and you will feel really massively supported by family members. So this is a great time to connect with them. You kind of have an affinity for Virgo things anyway, because Virgo shares your ruler Mercury. Okay, so whereas you're about looking at information and seeking it out, Virgo does the opposite, but it also works with information. And you're going to have that Virgo ability to make sense of what's going on in your family life, to break things down and to be grateful and appreciative of them during this 2-day period. So if there have been family members you just don't understand, why does she do this? Why does she behave this way? And it's been a mystery to you up until now. Spend some time with family during this time. It's the best time in the month so far to spend with family members. You will get an insight and an understanding. And we all want to be less judgmental. If there is a possibility to connect with your brother, sister, mother, father, then take that. Especially when you go into, and I'm getting siblings a lot here on this day. That sibling relationships are really important. And, siblings are really a very unique and special relationship in your life, because they've known you your whole life, but they haven't adored and worshipped you the way your parents have. I mean, obviously not all parents, but there hasn't been that unconditional love. There's been more like unconditional suspicion at times and watching what you're doing, you know? So it's a great day for sibling connections, and look into that around this time. Mercury goes into your sign of Gemini, hooray, on the 13th of June. So you will absolutely be as eloquent as you can be, as articulate as you can be. You will have your finger on the pulse, you'll understand things quite easily, and you will be able to make the most of information, of communication and transport, okay? Go travel, learn something new, expose yourself to a different culture. Do your test or write your final dissertation from the 13th onwards until the 30th of June, because Mercury will move on again on the 30th of June. It goes into Cancer. So you've got a 2-week period here where communication and your understanding of ideas and the world, your brainwaves are like golden, okay? Golden brainwaves. For this 2-week period, make use of that. It's going to be fabulous for you in terms of understanding anything. There's something you've always struggled to comprehend. Look at it again now. Your brain is lubricated and oiled and ready to go, and you've got your thinking head on. The moon goes into Libra in your 5th house on the 14th of June, and it's at 17 degrees, which reduces to the number 8 in numerology, which is about power, okay? The moon is what feels comfortable, and Libra is about being able to create positive, harmonious relationships and building a bridge between you and other people. If you're single, you can build a bridge to another person, especially if you extend yourself and you go up to that person and you start a connection in some way. You know, even if you're walking around somewhere and you see someone for some reason that you're interested in, when you're passing, just say, nice day today, isn't it? And just get things started. Just make that connection. It's the best day so far in the month for love and romance and passion. Libra is a cardinal air sign, so it's about taking charge and being powerful and making it happen. So take charge of this. Don't just walk past that person and wait for them to say something to you. You say something. And I know, especially if you're a female, that's going to feel unnatural at times, but it doesn't have to be this big, oh my God, I reached out to you. It can just be something in passing, literally. It can just be a throwaway, nice, friendly comment. You know, if someone's walking around and they've got an adorable little dog, then just say, oh my God, your dog is adorable, I love it. Just express that, just connect with people in some way. It'll have a positive outcome. Now, on the 16th of June, the Lyrid meteor shower is at its peak, at its strongest. This meteor shower happens from the 10th to the 21st, and it's like shooting stars, but lots of them, okay? And they're going to be light blue, and meteor showers are magical and wonderful anyway, okay? Usually it's like a cleansing. But for you, it's magical thoughts and ideas that are being dropped into your head, and it's like taking a shower in inspiration. It's absolutely magical and beautiful, okay? So these unicorns of ideas are going to trot into your head, and it's going to be an absolutely magical time of inspiration and things that feel perfectly aligned. Why didn't I think of that before? Oh my God, it makes so much sense. So go outside at night, go look at the stars, go look at the shooting stars, make a wish, you know, dream the dream and allow yourself to really get in touch with that sense of wonder of the world. The moon goes into Scorpio on the 17th and it conjuncts your Mars, which is also in Scorpio. Both of them are in your 6th. And this is a day where the reality of your working life relationships or the circumstances of your work could get a little bit much and they could frustrate you. Okay? So if you're on the tube, if you live in London, and your tube ride in the morning is an hour to work and an hour from work, and that's okay for you, usually you're fine with that. On this day you may feel like, oh my God, how have I been doing this all these years? This is such a pain in the backside. I really hoped and dreamed of something better for my job and career. So that can feel very uncomfortable, but it can be the catalyst to make changes in your working life. So don't dismiss that. Don't immediately say, oh, I've got a negative feeling here, let's eat a cookie, or let's take a pill, or let's smoke a cigarette so that bad feeling goes away. Don't do that. Just feel the feeling and see what it's trying to tell you. It's urging you to alter things a little bit. Now on the 18th, the Virgo-Pisces axis becomes very much highlighted and strong, okay? This axis in astrology is very spiritual, okay? It's practical spirituality, it's the imagination that's alive, and I really feel that some sort of insight comes via your family or the dreams that you have about your working life, and you feel like, remember that meteor shower is still happening. There seems to be some sort of spiritual gem that you discover within your own mind's eye, within your own spirit, within your own soul body. And by acknowledging that and being aware of it, you can really, again, take the first step in making this a reality. So around this time of the month, you're really being shown things that you haven't deliberately engaged with, but you're being shown other ways of doing things, and these are treasures. Value them and don't dismiss them, and think, okay, I'm being shown this for a reason. Could I actually put this into practice? Is this realistic? Could I make this happen? And please, as we grow up, we lose that childlike innocence. We do choose it, because life can be very tough and cruel, and it can kind of hammer your dreams out of your head, because it's like, okay, you're not going to be president of the United States. That's now very, very clear. But it's important to hang on to your hopes and dreams. And this is really a magical time that really just brings back old hopes and dreams. You start to discover new things that you could really apply yourself to. And if you're someone who's given up, if you've become totally disenchanted with the process of life, open up in June. There is so much magic in the air, and you could really take things up again and really start to dream again and to hope again. Venus goes into Cancer on this day as well. So Venus now leaves your sign, and it goes into Cancer in your second house. I really feel that you will now have specific inspiration that has to do with how you can make a living, how you can make money, healing other people, and how you can make an income from that. So it's really becoming a very specific narrative now. There were dreams and hopes that started to appear in the middle of June. Now it's like, if you want to be a healer, if you want to be someone who actually helps other people and loves doing that, you will start to be shown specific, concrete ways of making that happen. The full moon occurs on the 20th. Full moon is a flower opening and shining its light. Sagittarius, you will see what other things you can discover in your relationships. What potential is there? Everything opens up for you. It's also the summer solstice, which is a pagan festival. It's now the rulership of light. We're entering that period where nature is at its loveliest, at its most beautiful. The light is everywhere, infusing everything with its warmth and optimism and positivity. And you, Gemini, happy birthday. You really get given that most out of the signs of the zodiac. You have that present of optimism and joy. The sun goes into Cancer on the 21st, so now it leaves your sign again. Someone else's birthday. You're focusing on how you can heal, how you can use your energy to support other people, and how you can do that for a living. On the 23rd and 24th, Mars begins to quincunx Uranus. You'll start to really get very clear and practical about what action you can take to realize your life purpose in a working sense. I mentioned a tube ride earlier. If I work as a holistic health advocate from home, I don't have to do that tube ride anymore. I can either work from home, or I can go work at my local office that I hire when I make myself independent, and that will alter. So these kind of practical insights will appear around the end of the month here. On the 25th of June, Mercury goes into Nothing. It stays in Gemini and it starts to conjunct your midheaven. Mercury is your ruler, okay? It's your communication. It's your direct phone line to yourself. It connects with your midheaven, which is your working angle, which is also in Gemini. It is totally aligned with who you are. They sit there in your first house. You will understand what you're supposed to be doing. If you don't know what your life purpose is, you will find out on the 25th, whether you realize that through your own meditation, whether you read something and it's like, aha, eureka, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Whether you have a reading with me, whether you are told this by a family member that you've always had this talent and you've forgotten about it, you will discover on the 25th, the potential is massive for you to really understand what you're supposed to be doing for work and how you can help others and support them, especially. But if you're supposed to be a stockbroker or a carpenter, that too can become very apparent to you. On the 27th, the moon goes into Aries and it's at 2 degrees. So the relationship to your hopes and dreams is so strong that you'll be able to take action. And then finally, at the end of the month here, on the 29th, or second finally, the one before, there's a grand trine in water on the 29th. And again, this is for you healers. You healers especially are going to benefit. This is a time when you can realize your hopes and dreams when it comes to, this is how I make my money. I'm no longer a journalist. I'm now going to be a communicative healer. And then finally, Mercury goes into Cancer on the last day of June. And that really gets you thinking completely along the lines of, how can I be of service? How can I take care of people? How can I use my own gifts and skills and abilities to support others? So it's an amazing month for you. Happy birthday. I hope you have a fantastic June. If you would like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab and order your reading with me there. I'll send you my schedule. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Please also have a look at Facebook, because I've started doing a weekly astrology forecast for all the signs. It's like a astrocast, a astrology weather report. Check that out, and I'll speak to you next month.